So I'm going to show you how to set up some crayfish pots. There you go, a couple of bits of mackerel. And then these are the traps I'm using. It's very important that you get a license to trap crayfish. It's free. You apply to the Environment Agency, you tell them how many traps you intend to use, where you're going to trap and when, and you fill out the form, and then they look at your application. If they grant your application, they'll send you some cards. You can see that one there. They'll give you a card for each of your crayfish traps. And they've got they're numbered. And you have to put those on there. You have to get permission from the landowner where you're going to drop them as well. But the most important thing is that the crayfish traps have to be legal. So they have to be a certain size, and you can check on their website. But the most important thing is that the hole where the crayfish go in has to be less than 95 millimeters wide. Alright, otherwise the traps are illegal and you'll get into trouble, and the risk is that potentially otters could get stuck in the trap. I've put a little float that I've made out of pipe insulation on here, and it just slides up the line, and you can just see there, it just slides up and down, and it's got a little something that shows up so I can see when I come to collect it where it is. This one's got a little pouch on it so you can put your bait in there, and also this one's also got another zip opening, which is really useful to actually get the crayfish out. So we're all good to go. Just need to tie this off. There we go. We'll come back later and see whether it's worked. So here we go. Back to collect the pots. This is the first one. I'm intrigued to see whether there's anything in here. Oh yes, excellent. There's two in there. I suppose that's not too bad. It's better than nothing. One there. That's quite a big one. That's what it's all about. That is quite a nice size one. Put them in here for now. Three in there. That's not bad. Three in that one. So I've got the crayfish back home now and stored them in a bucket of fresh water, and I put a net over it just to stop any critters or whatever getting in there. So as you can see, they're all pretty happy. Got some quite big ones in there. So now I'm going to take the crayfish, and I'm going to just dispatch them humanely by putting them in the freezer for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to cook them in boiling water. I'm going to put some dill flowers in, I'm going to put some salt in, and I'm going to boil them for about 5 minutes. Probably boiled them 7 or 8 minutes now. Can take them out and then I'll show you how to shell them. So they've been boiled, everything's good. You can see now, let me show you how to peel them. So take the claws off. You can break those up and get the meat out of the claws. Then you're left with this. Basically, you pull the meat is all in the tail section. So you pull the tail off. That can get thrown away. And then you're left with the tail bit. Now, squeeze the bottom bits of the tail inwards together and they'll click like that. And then when you open it back up, can you see? It basically, the meat will essentially will or should just come out. There you go. You can wash that little bit under the tap. And there you go, the crayfish tail. We're going to make a Mary Rose sauce or Thousand Island sauce from half a cup of mayonnaise, tablespoon of ketchup, a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of Worcester sauce, and a quarter of a teaspoon of, well, Tabasco or something spicy. I've got paprika, and mix it all up together and hopefully make a Thousand Island sauce. Do an old school prawn cocktail with crayfish, and we'll shred up some lettuce and we'll see how it goes. Once we've shelled the crayfish, this is what we end up with. So we've got quite a lot of meat there considering we didn't have that many crayfish. And then simply mix up the Mary Rose, the Thousand Island sauce into our glasses and put the prawns in there and mix it up with some shredded lettuce. And there we go. Bon appetit.